Guys, you know I love the days where I can talk about one of my favorite people in the world, and that is Magnolia Market and Joanna Gaines and Fixer Upper. And this is one of those days. So I love the idea of if you are in an industry that you know someone that is crushing it in a very similar industry or the same one, even if you don't sell the same things, even if you do not have the same message or mission or brand, you can still see what they are doing on their own Instagram feeds or anything. And, to be honest, whether it's their website, whether it's their Facebook page, their Instagram, their emails, whatever it is, look to people that are doing kind of have the same business model as you and see what they're doing and see what you can do similar and how you can be a little bit different. So for someone like Redemption Market, someone like Rhonda, who is putting together these boutiques that are fair trade and that are bringing a lot of different vendors together here in Phoenix, which is awesome. And I obviously need to go to this, by the way, in real life, in person. I need to go to this thing. For you, Rhonda, I really think that all you need to do, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to start from scratch. All you need to do is look to people that are doing something similar. And someone that's doing something similar is, in fact, Magnolia Market. They are a company that bring together a lot of different vendors and are able to tell their other vendor story in a very brand cohesive way. So for you, Redemption Market and Magnolia Market, if you can see here, they do things where they have photos of people shopping, being at their location. They do have some styled photography. They do have product photography. They have photos of the owners of the business. They have features of, a lot of features of location, but they also feature, let me go down and find it. They have features of their vendors. They take photos of their vendors' products. They take photos of people purchasing things. They do behind the scenes shots. I know that there's a photo in here. It must be down far, but they did this whole story about, companies that sell things in their shop. So whether that's like little food trucks outside of their silos, or whether it's Jimmy Don, the guy that designs their signs, they do a lot of different vendor features. And I think that might be something that's not only beneficial to you and your Instagram feed. This one, here's a good one. This is their Potter. So they do little interviews almost. They, tag them in their copy. They do a little feature of him, and then they have photos of his products also. I think that whole methodology, just take what they share and see how you can translate it into your own feed. So something like these, you want to make sure it's very brand cohesive. You can see on their feed, no matter what they're talking about, it all looks like the same photographer is shooting it. It all looks like it fits. They're not just taking random pictures that are different filters and adding it in. Remember, we're trying to create a magazine here. So we want all the images to be filtered similarly. We want them to feel like they belong in the same story. And that's what I would suggest for you here is, to me, when I look at this first initial 9 grid, this jumps out as something that's not super brand cohesive. I don't see it fitting as like a visual story. This is a beautiful piece of art, but how could we maybe share this in a way that feels clean and natural, just like the other images that are that are being shared here? Let me go down a little bit further. So just features of the things that you're selling. I love this photo right here. And I would just work on maybe getting those 9 grid mood boards and seeing if you can tell the story in a little bit more of a cohesive way that feels more seamless. I love that you're showing up in your feed here. I'm okay with having your logo here because you are kind of one building that's bringing a lot of people together. I'm okay with not having necessarily a face to your brand if you don't want to. Not that strategy is not for everybody, but then I do want you to show up in your feed a lot more because people, again, want to do business with people and not businesses and brands. So I would maybe just suggest showing up a little bit more every, 9 images or so it's not confusing, so people know who they need to call. If they ever wanted to sell something in your shop, who would we talk to? Who would be the face of the brand? I love all of these products that you're sharing. These all feel super cohesive. So try to keep that same vibe and same feeling, all the way down. And I think just images of your live shop, like in your brick and mortar spaces during the boutiques, a lot more photos. And I would even suggest trying to partner up with a professional photographer and getting those images of people shopping, having people use the products you sell, having more behind the scenes photos, I think would create a really, really good story for your shop.